Okay, hey everyone, welcome to another equipment update. So in this video I will be getting another Meister ring. So funny story, I've actually gone through two of these now. The first time was when I first came back to Maple about a year ago. I somehow came across a primal essence in one of the random times that I popped on Maple. I farmed a vein and it dropped a primal essence. And I was having a chat to my friend Tristan, and he suggested that I go off and make a Meister ring, and I was about to start scrolling it with accessory scrolls, but I'd completely forgotten what these the protection scrolls, guardian scrolls and shield scrolls actually did. So I only popped a guardian scroll and a shield scroll on. I completely forgot about the protection scroll and I blew it up. So this is my third Meister ring that I've been through. Fortunately, this one I'm being a lot more careful with than the second time around as well. I genuinely didn't expect it to blow up last time, right off the bat from going to 16 stars, but I'll also put my hands up and admit that I was aiming to go for 20 stars on that ring when it blew up at 16, so I probably saved myself a lot of money in the long run by just learning my lesson the first time around. But yeah, I'm still pretty green in all of these areas, so I'll allow myself to make these mistakes, but hopefully not make them more than once. But yeah, so there's this one that we're working on, and then I've got two other equips that I'm also working on in the process. The idea is that there are a few equips that I need to replace. So the first couple of ones that we'll be going through is a Octa core controller, the Princess Nose one, so it's actually a tradable run in comparison to the one that I've pretty much had on the Xenon since I made it. The octa-core controller is a level 100 one, which is untradable, so the idea behind it is that you can sell the secondary like you would a weapon if you were to move characters at some point rather than having it locked on the account. But yeah, so there's that one. And then we'll also be working on a Scarlet shoulder. So the idea behind that one is to replace my Tinkerer's one, because the Tinkerer's one I think is only level 100 and it's got a limited amount of star forcing capabilities. So yeah, so there's the Scarlet shoulder and all the Master Craftsman cubes that we'll be using on it. Apologies for a little bit of the lag. For some reason the computer that I use the Corsair on, because I use a laptop while I train on Maple, the internet connection's really slow, even though they're both operating off the same wireless network and they're in exactly the same position in the house. Like, granted, they're a little bit farther away from the router than I'd prefer, but yeah, for some reason the large desktop PC seems to have more of an issue than the laptop does. But yeah, so that's what's giving it a little bit of a lag there. So yeah, so there's the three equips that we're looking to work on, which I'll work on gradually over time. And then we'll start looking at some arcane equips. So the idea is to replace all of my Tyrant gear in terms of the shoes, the belt, the gloves, and the cape. So the shoes and the cape certainly need to go, and the belt I could keep if I had it at 15 stars, but it's only at 12. So the idea is that since it's only 12 stars, a Golux belt fully star forced would be more beneficial overall than the 12-star Tyrant. So pretty much I'll be in the market for an all-stat, as in like a 3-line all-stat superior Golux belt, which I would then scroll and star force probably up to 20 stars. Obviously I'd like to go for 22 eventually, but my understanding is that Golux equips react a lot worse to star forcing than other equips, just due to, I think the theory is that since GMS has it and KMS doesn't, there's something in the coding. But yeah, so I'll be working on one of those and then looking at some arcane shoes and cape and gloves, I believe. So yeah, so it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. While I did spend a lot of money getting the 15-star Tyrant equips, as well as like getting the belt to where it is and the gloves as well, the idea is that I can move some of it to the Corsair. So I will be bringing back LovvFat at some point. It'll be after I hit 275 on the Xenon, so I'm not touching the Corsair on this account until the Xenon is fully finished at 275. I'll still be working on the Xenon's equips, of course, but pretty much everything that I have left over I'll be giving back to the Corsair. Aussie style, the Corsair will stay as it is in terms of farming cubes and everything else, just largely due to how Legion works. It's more beneficial to work on characters on one account rather than sharing the workload across two. In my mind, it just doesn't it seems redundant to be making extra characters on a second account when I'm not really using it for any other reasoning. So like the idea behind when I made Aussie Style the Corsair was that I could run a lot of my mules that I had on the Xenon account, which I'm actually still doing with Golux. With every new Legion mule that I make up to 170, I'm running it through Golux and getting all those equips to save me having to buy them as replacements. But yeah, so the idea was to do something like that, but it's very limited nowadays, so I'd rather have a character that I can just go to... I'd really like to do some high-end bosses on it. Well, some of the bosses that I wasn't able to do on LovvFat back in the day, so giving it the gear that the Corsair didn't have because of the Xenon would be pretty good, in my opinion. So the unfortunate thing is that the Tyrant equips that I have are I think 2 of them are Pirate, 2 of them are Thief, so it means that the Corsair won't be able to get the cape or the shoe, but it will be able to get the gloves and the belt. So that's not the worst thing in the world, but yeah. So since the I'll need to work out what I want to do with the Tyrant cape and shoe. I might sell them, or I might put them on if I ever wanted to make a third character, I would like to make a Thief, I think. So maybe like a Night Lord or something like that. So I could put them aside just to use, because they're still pretty decent equips that I can make use of. So again, these are the 3 equips that we'll be working on for the time being, and we'll eventually get around to doing the Tyrants and stuff, but not the Tyrants, the Arcane. That'll be the long focus of it, but that's the direction that we'll be going in. Hope you're all staying safe, and catch you guys next time. See ya.